FBC Firebreak is the latest title to come out of Remedy Studios, and it's available on GeForce Now to stream right now. Today we're going to be taking a look at it, how it runs on GeForce Now Ultimate, and whether or not I ultimately recommend you check it out. Things you should know before we start though is that the game is running at 4K resolution, we are using DLSS, and the in-game settings that I recommend are actually going to be the preset for low. That might sound just a bit odd, but my reasoning is because this is a multiplayer game and I do care about having a high frame rate here. I did test out running the game at full ultra settings with ray tracing enabled, and let me just say that without frame generation, you're really going to suffer here. I was getting dips way below 40, and for gameplay purposes it just wasn't a great experience. If you turn ray tracing off and still keep everything else at ultra, you'll typically get around 50 to 60 FPS, few dips here and there. Though if you're looking for the middle ground, the medium preset is probably the way to go, but if you're like me, you care about the frame rate, you want the lowest latency possible, just set everything to low, the game still looks fantastic. Anyways, let's get into the game itself, and let me be very clear, I've heard of its mixed reception. It seems to be really a love it or hate it game, and in my short experience playing it, I can sort of see why this might be the case. I think the gameplay is fine. The progression system's good, the cooperative gameplay is good, the class system is good. That being said, where it seems to fall apart for most people is the mission structure. Even in my short time playing it, going from easy to extreme difficulty, it all feels a little too similar. While I would argue the actual missions themselves and the set pieces included within them are pretty cool looking, it ultimately feels like it just boils down to getting to an object, interacting with it, and then getting back to an elevator. Another critique I'd have to give is that the game kind of just throws you in there, and I wish they spent a little more time detailing what each class does and why they're important. Now on the bright side, the game is live service, so we're going to still see it grow and change over time. It being available on all platforms, being available in the cloud, being part of PC Game Pass, or even PlayStation Plus Extra, makes me think the game's going to have a decent sized player base, at least to start. I'm hoping that gives them enough time to continuously update the game and further push the cool things about it. The world is awesome, visually it looks great, but I'd love to see more lore implication within it. It really does kind of just throw you in there. So really what I'd like to see happen is a more varied mission structure, a better onboarding experience, and more exploration of the lore itself. It really is a cool world, but it just feels a bit hollow. Now about playing the game itself on GeForce Now Ultimate. Unsurprisingly, it runs fine, though I am a bit surprised at just how demanding it can be. That being said, I had no problems playing it at 4K resolution. I think the game still looks absolutely fantastic even on the low preset, and if you're not picky like me when it comes to frame rate, you can easily play this at medium to high settings or a mix between the two. Even more so if you enable frame generation. Now I do want to point out this is just a quick preview to see how the game runs on GeForce Now, but I did want to give you my first thoughts and impressions, and I will continue to play it to see if it gets better down the road. But if you want my honest impression right now of whether or not it's worth checking out on GeForce Now, well, let me just say simply, if you're excited for the game, definitely it runs fine, it plays great, and GeForce Now gives you a great experience. But if you're leaning more toward curious and not exactly sure whether or not to pick it up, I would probably tell you to either hold off from buying it fully or play it through PC Game Pass and GFN. Personally, I have a lot of faith in Remedy to update this game and make it as best as it can be, and I do think there is potential here, but it definitely does need some updates. I've ran into a few bugs just in the short time I've been playing it, and while I did have some fun, I would like to see a few changes as I've talked about. Either way, that wraps up this short preview of FBC Firebreak on GeForce Now Ultimate. If you have any remaining questions, leave them down in the comment section below and I'll answer what I can. And of course, if you enjoyed the video, be sure to hit that like button, want more like it, subscribe to not miss out. This has been Steven from Anytime Anywhere Gaming, wishing you a great day, and until next time, I'll catch you in the clouds.